people. I'm telling you. So, Jesus chose these guys, but he emphasized unity. Listen to the story. The story is told about the father who catches his two sons quarreling. He calls them in and gives the oldest one a small stick and asks him to snap it. The son did so with a rebellious smirk on his face. The father put two sticks together and asked him to snap them, which he did easily. Then it was 3, 4, 5, and 6 sticks, and by the time the boy was straining to snap the sticks, finally, when 7 sticks, he had to admit defeat. Then the father cautioned his son that a house divided cannot stand. You can be defeated by one. You could be defeated one by one. But if you stand together, your united strength will cause your enemies to have second thoughts. Let me tell you something. A lion does not go chasing after a herd if he's by himself. The way how a lion hunts, and the devil is like a lion. He moves like a lion. No wonder why the Bible says he's like a roaring lion. He separates. He stays in the grass, in the trees. He has already picked out which victim he's going after you. But he has to devise a strategy. One, he is not going to go after the adults or the mature animals. No. His eyes are always on the very young ones, the weak ones, not so strong, because the young ones are always covered by their parents. So the idea is to separate the young ones from the adults. And so you will chase after that. I tell the truth. What is happening in this nation is the enemy has devised a plan. And the plan is to separate the older generation from the younger generation so he could target the younger generation. Check it out. Where in the world are you going to find 2 16-year-olds? 2 hijacking 4 women? They should have been at home getting ready for bed. But you see, many of these homes, they lack proper parenting, or to tell the truth, they have no parenting at all. Especially, it is said that over 60% of the children who are homeless or orphans in St. Vincent have come from what is called fatherless homes. That's right. The plan is to separate children, to target the children. But Jesus emphasized unity. The disciples did not want to be separated from Jesus. If you read John chapter 14, and they were troubled when they heard he was leaving. He said, let not your heart be troubled. He believe in God, believe also in me. There are 3 things there Jesus prayed for. The 3 things he prayed for. It's important for us to take note of that. First, Jesus prays for himself to be glorified. That is something very classical. Jesus prayed for himself. God prayed for himself. The key word, and that is from verses 1 to 5, the key word there is glory. Jesus began early in his ministry to talk about his hour. Let's try to understand about this hour. Okay? He has been talking about this hour long before Gethsemane. At the beginning of his public ministry, when he was at the wedding feast. Yes, that's right. And they had run out of wine. His mother requested that he do something about it. He declared, "Woman, what have I to do with you? My hour is not yet come." That's the first time Jesus spoke about this hour. What do you mean this hour? My hour has not yet come. Look at chapter 7, verse 20 of John. When they sought to arrest him, no man could put his hand upon him, for his hour had not yet come. Second time again. What hour is he talking about? Look at chapter 8, verse 20. The same statement is made. No man laid his hand upon him, for his hour had not yet come. Now, in this final discourse with his disciples, he is declaring over and over that the hour is now come. So before the upper room, he would have said, "My hour has not yet come." But now he has said, "The hour has come." What hour? In 12:23, he announced, "The hour is come, that the Son of Man may be glorified." Having announced that, he declared in verse 27, "Now is my soul troubled. What shall I say? Father, deliver me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour." Tell me something. You know, Jesus made mention of him being glorified not until Judas left the room. Let me explain that to you. It was after Judas left, he said, "Go and do what you have to do quickly." And then he said, "Now the Son of Man is glorified." I tell you the truth. And this is the truth. There are some things God would want to do in some people's lives to glorify them, but he can't, because some people are in your lives keeping God from glorifying you. In other words, God cannot and will not glorify you until some people are gone. It's that. And some of them, they may appear to be your friend. They will eat with you, drink with you, laugh with you. They will do everything with you. You ever thought about some people in your life, not until they're gone, things start happening for you?
Oh, yes.
It's as though they have been a blight, a curse.
Speak it.
And God has been there waiting. He has this thing for you. He wants to bless you. He wants to glorify you. But there is a stumbling block before you. God is saying, he's got to go, she's got to go. Yeah. One of the things myself and Sister Georgia spoke about over and over is, and I even shared it with the church in Tampa, and here as well, we need to really take the gift of discernment seriously. That ministry seems to be lacking. And God has blessed some people with that gift. Yeah. Yes. Sister Summit is one of them. The Lord will have you to open your eyes to see things. And some of you haven't. But you have been playing it down. Yeah. You have been sitting down in it. Yeah. It is important for the edification of the church. Yeah. To open our eyes to see what God wants to do in the life of the church. To discern. These guys were walking with Christ for 3.5 years, and they had no idea. It's when Jesus said, one of you were going to betray me. They were like, what? They were shocked. What hour is he speaking of? Let's look at 4 things. 1, the hour when the dead would hear his voice. 5:25. Jesus spoke about that. We had a Bible study some months ago, and I had given an assignment for those to do it. What happened in that time between Jesus' crucifixion and his resurrection? Where did he go? Remember that time? Something happened. The Bible states that when he was crucified, there was an earthquake. The earth shook, and the graves were open. Because he went down into the earth to minister unto those who were there from the Old Testament time. It is also when those who are in the graves would hear his voice. The hour when he would depart from this world to go to the Father. That's right. His time of departure had come. Have you ever been very sad about someone who is about to leave you, and you wish they would not go? They would stay? Or someone would wish that you would stay, wish that you would not go? The hour of his death, the glory of the cross. Now, this is something that is very, very strange. Now, what glory could there be in the cross? The cross was a symbol of humiliation, embarrassment. When you get the cross, when you were hung up on a cross, it was humiliation. Yes. Well, Jesus changed that. The cross was no longer a symbol of humiliation. It now became a symbol of glorification.
Hallelujah.
That's the symbol of the cross. No wonder why Paul said it is foolishness to some. I tell the truth. God sometimes would use the things that are most unlikely and look so stupid to bring glory to you. You can't bother when people talk to you. Remember Naaman? Go and dip 7 times in the drink. What? You talking to me? That filthy. Do you know who I am? Don't you have anything better than that? God will use the most unlikely of people and things to bring glorification to you. It's how he operates. He used a rod to send a message to Pharaoh. That's right. He used a dream to give a man promotion to Pharaoh. One dream. That's right. Most unlikely of things. He struck the rock and the water came out in a desert. In other words, water shouldn't be there. It's a very dry desert. God could use the most least unlikely. He used a boy with a sling to slay a giant. A boy who had no military background or training to slay a giant. In other words, God could use the most simple of things in your life so you could slay the giants that are keeping you from moving forward. Sometimes it could be just to sow a seed. Oh yeah. The hour of glorification. Secondly, Jesus also prayed. He prays for his disciples to be sanctified. Verses 6 to 19. The key word there is kept. Jesus prays for his disciples to be sanctified. So he prays for himself to be glorified, but he prays for his disciples to be sanctified. The key word is kept. John 17:6. Explain the disciples' salvation in the election of God. Seeing it in the divinity. Look at this verse. Listen to what Jesus said. I have manifested your name to the people whom you give me out of the world. Yours they were, and you give them to me, and they have kept your word. Well, that is very powerful. Listen to what Jesus said. He is speaking to his Father. Yours they were, and you give me, and they have kept your word. In other words, this is long before Jesus met the disciples. You need to understand there is predestination taking place here. He said, you give them to me.
They were yours first.
Even before they were called, you had already given them to me. He said, they were yours. Oh my God, here we go. In other words, even before you give them to me, their names were written in the Lamb's book of life. We spoke about this in Bible study. But thank God that only He alone has access to the Lamb's book of life. Could you imagine if some people had access to that book? That woman, this sister Brenda, a member, I didn't ask you for help, and she didn't help me. And watch now, I see she named it. I scratching all the man. Now, someone is scratching, someone take out. Someone even took a knife. Thank God it's only Him alone who has access to the Lamb's book of life.
Thank you, Lord.
He knew that you were going to come to receive Him as Lord and Savior. Hallelujah. God doesn't write your name in when you come. It is there long before. He said, you give that to me. You know, we have some people who want to take credit when you get saved. But if it hadn't been for me, you wouldn't have known the Lord. If I didn't carry the church, if I didn't pray for you, if I didn't give you this, give you that, where would you have been? Well, I've got news for you. You did not give me to Jesus. The Bible says that God the Father gives me to Jesus. And He said, and they have kept your word. In other words, you only have one owner. And His name is Jesus. And because one owner, only He who could remove my name. I know, yeah, we have to, it doesn't mean that if you falter, if you slip, God is not like man, if you slip, God, then take your name out. And then when you come back to, when you return, I will write it back. So God is not really take out and put back. Take out, put back. No. It's not like, that's not how He is. But from the side of divinity, He said they were yours and they give them to me. But also, look at verse 8. Explain the disciples' salvation in their faith. See it from the point of humanity. Look at verse 8. For I have given them the words that you gave me, and they have received them, and have come to know in truth that I came from you. and they have believed that you sent me. Meaning that I still have some kind of responsibility to believe that God is God. I belong to him even before I was in my mother's womb. But I have a responsibility to believe in him as well. So, Jesus made two requests for his disciples. And the same request applied to us. And this is beautiful. Two requests he made. One, Father, to keep them. That's the first one. Keep them. Because his unique ministry over 3.5 years will be coming to an end. And because of everything that was taking place. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. The watchman watched in vain. You are not safe unkept by God. Okay. We could put in all the alarm and all of the security systems. We could hire guardsmen to cover every corner of your home. Unless you are kept by God, you are not safe.
That's right.
So he says, keep them. And he says, sanctify them.
Amen.
The Greek word hagios, rendered sanctified, hallowed, consecrate, means to set apart and devote to God, whether it be things or sacrificial animals or men for his service. That's right. That is why Belshazzar was judged with a handwriting on the wall. He sent for the things that was sanctified in the temple, the ornaments, the cups and the plates. In other words, they belong to God, and they were sanctified for his glory. Let's put it to us. Because we are set apart and sanctified, it means that nobody else is supposed to use us for their glory.
That's right.
Or we are not to allow anyone to use us for their glory. Because we are set apart for God. This is what he said here. Keep them and sanctify them. That's right. So I know if I am set apart and sanctified, I can't be involved in certain things. I shouldn't be saying certain things, and I should not be doing certain things, because I am set apart. Let me tell you something about these disciples. The disciples weren't saying to them, Peter, you can drink, man. You were a strong drinker, man. Love your pity. Love cuss. You must listen to him. He was hot-headed, quick. He loved cuss here. Love drink. Love do this, love do that. Jesus knew the only how these men could have been kept is to be sanctified. Man like Tabo kill. Man, these Samaritans will bring down fire and just consume the man. These guys were so cruel, but yet they were selected by God. So he prays for them to be sanctified, and finally, Jesus prayed for all believers to be unified. Verses 20 to 26. And the keyword here is one. In the church of Jesus Christ, there can only be one. The whole of being one is incredibly important. Throughout many churches, there are some churches who seem to emphasize on being number one. Well, Jesus did not pray for us to be number one. You know, some people have this way of putting it numerically to compete. Well, my church is number one. My church is first. Not yours. Jesus did not pray for the church to be competitive, to be number one. He prayed for the church to be one. So if we are one, then we ought not to be competing with one another. Rather, we should be complementing each other.
Amen.
The hands must complement the feet. The eyes must complement the tongue. The ears must complement the finger. Because we are many members, but we are one. So Jesus did not pray for the church to be number one. Rather, he prayed for the church to be one. To be united. That was his greatest burden for his followers. Oneness, unity. It was that request that he made. In 1776, the Latin phrase, pluribus unam, out of many one, was suggested by Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson as aptly describing the creation of one nation out of 13 colonies. During the American Revolution, when they were still under Britain, there were just 13 states, or back then they didn't call them states, colonies, on the eastern seaboard, stretching as far as Vermont all the way down to South Carolina or Atlanta. Down there, Georgia, somewhere down there. There were 13 separate colonies. But after they won the revolution, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson said, we don't want to be seen anymore as 13 colonies. Rather, we want to be seen as one nation. That is why it appears on every minted coin by the U.S. Treasury. It is seen in the emblem of the eagle, the national bird. The phrase of pluribus unam is a perfect description of the unity shared by the members of the body of Christ. While there are many members, we are joined into a spiritual entity, the church. We are not many, but we are one. I need to get this thing clear. Going to church doesn't mean I'm a part of the church. You need to get this thing clear. Paying my tithe doesn't mean I'm a part of the church. I know of some non-believers who pay tithe. That's right. It doesn't mean because I do this and do that, I'm a part of the church. There are said to be two types of churches. One, the visible church. The visible church is what we see. Anybody could come to church. Even the devil and all, he could come to church. But he does come to church. He comes and takes a seat. He sits. Sometimes he even sings. He claps. He dances. He does everything. He comes to church too. That's right. So, we need to understand this. The visible church is anybody. When Jesus says, let the wheat and tares go together until the day of harvest. But the invisible church are those who are blood washed. Those whose names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. The purpose of this unity is twofold. That believers may be in the Father and the Son, and that the world may believe that the Father sent the Son. I end by sharing with you a story about the consequences when we are not one. What could happen? And this is not just church. It could happen to a family. Yeah. It could happen to a business. Yeah. It could happen to a nation. Yeah. The significance of unity. Several centuries ago, ancient China wanted to secure its borders from the northern invaders. They had an ingenious plan. They built a great wall to protect the border. It was so thick that no one could knock it down. It was so long that no one could get around it. They posted soldiers at different places. It was built wide enough on the top for chariots to patrol. If they heard of an attack at distant location, they could easily get to it. They were up high, giving them a superior advantage over their enemies. They knew that they had protected their borders sufficiently against all enemies. But in the first 100 years, of the Great Wall of China, the nation was invaded 3 times. How? An enemy bribed the gatekeeper and entered into the land undetected. When we diminish the importance of unity in the body of Christ, we risk being invaded by the enemy. God has called us to divine fellowship. That fellowship is one of the most powerful tools of witness to a lost and dying world. If we don't protect it, strive for it, and do everything we can to protect it or to promote it, we open the gate to the enemy. The enemy will attack your family, your church, causing ineffectiveness and destruction. I'll tell you something. To bring you down, the enemy does not need a armed crowd. No, to bring destruction and wreak havoc in your life, he doesn't need a big crowd. He just needs one. He just needs one person to bring havoc and mayhem in your life. He just needs one way to get in. And once he could get in, then he is going to wreak havoc in your life, in your business, in your family, in your church, in your nation. If the enemy wants to bring this nation down, he just needs to work to one person. That's right. He just needs one. They thought they were secured, but they got to one person and the nation was invaded 3 times. A nation of millions at that time. Today China is 1.5 billion. You could bring down a nation of 1.5 billion people by just getting that one person. It even goes with your family. To get to you and to bring your family down, the enemy just need one. Have you ever heard of a family where one person making all the trouble? The family wants to get everything behind them. They want to move on with their lives. But this one person just doesn't want to move on. He is giving everybody hell. What about a business? You have a business and things are going well, and one person comes and just make a mess of your business. Turn things upside down. You start losing profits. Nothing appears to be going well. That's right. It could happen in a community. You could have one person in that community who is causing fear in the people. That's right, fear. But as soon as that one person is gone, it's like a sigh of fresh air. Everybody can be safe again. Tell the truth. Jesus had one. It is written. And the moment he was gone, listen to what he said. Now the Son of Man could be glorified.
Amen.
Jesus was more assured of unity in the group because that one person had gone. He knew if that one had stayed, what mayhem he would have caused. So when Jesus prayed a prayer, Father, none have I lost except one, that the scripture might be fulfilled. What he was simply saying is that I'd rather lose one, okay, and keep 11, fulfill the mission, than to keep the one, he infests the others, and everything falls down. One man sheep. Oh, there's a one-man sheep. In every aspect, Jesus prayed for one thing for us, for all believers, individually and collectively may be one. When we are one, the enemy cannot get to us. When we are one, we are like sunproof, bulletproof, can't get through. The goal is for us to be one. Amen. As a family, amen, as a church, and you will see the glory God will do in this ministry. Put your hands together for Jesus. Not the worship team to come. You see what's happening in this nation? You know, the church itself, in some sense, is a culprit as to what is happening.
Yes, sir.
The church is playing its role. Does this one talking to this one? This one don't want to sit next to this one. I remember in the Billy Graham crusade, the executive that they had formed with many pastors around the nation. 15 years before, this pastor had broke away from this other one and he started his work. 15 years, you know. And when the executive came together to have the meeting, well, this pastor, not the one who broke away, but the one he broke away from, he still, even though the one who broke away wanted to have a relationship, he didn't want that. And this went on for years. 15 years later, the executive was formed. It so happened that this pastor for the mother church, he came to the meeting late. Everybody else was there. There was one seat available. One seat. And the one seat that was available happened to be next to the pastor who broke away from him. You know what he asked them when the ushers were taken into the seat? You know what he asked them? Do you have another seat? I'm not telling you what I heard. I was a part of the executive. I know. After 50 years, he still had it on, holding on. And there's somebody who preaches it.
Oh my God.
This is why we can't come together. Because people are holding on to things. Sometimes trivial things. Things that you should have let go a long time ago. No wonder why some families have it difficult coming together. Because somebody still hold on to something that was done to them in the family years ago. Long time. I will not let it go. Jesus was saying to disciples, let it go. Let it go. And be one. And glory of God. You want to see God's glory in this church? See God's glory in your personal lives, in our personal lives. Let it go and be one. Praise be to God. Go right ahead and sing along, my sisters. God is so good.
You're God of these cities. You're King of these stars. You're Lord of this nation. You are. You're light in His darkness. You're hope to the hopeless. You're peace to the restless. You are. There's no one. There is no one like our God. There is no one like our God. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are yet to be done in this city. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. You're God of this city. You're King of this people. You're Lord of this nation. peace to the restless. Yes, you are the one. There is no one like our. There is no one like our. Great things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city.
Pray this off. I wanted to share something with you. The Lord just shared me. In Jesus' prayer, he said, I do not pray that they will be taken out of the world. No, I'm not praying for them to be taken out. He said, I'm praying for them to be sanctified while they are in the world. You want to make a change? You want to make a difference? You can't come out. You can't stay outside the house and think you will make a difference in the house. You have to remain in the house and make a change in the house. God is calling this church to be one, to stick together, to make a change in this country. That's the point of this sermon. I said God is calling for this church so we could be one, so we could make a difference in this nation. The time for Hope for Life has come. The time has come. The hour has come. You want to see your glory? Then we have got to have guts. You want to see your glory? Then you have got to have some guts to make a difference. Go right ahead.
Greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. You are God of creation. Creator of all things, you're Kingdom of all kings. You are love to the broken, you're the strength to the weekend, you're the joy in our sadness. You are. There is no one like God. There is no one like God. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are yet to be done. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city.
I'm gonna pray. You want to see your glory? You want to see real glory? If you want some guts, some real guts, and you believe your time has come to have the guts to make a change in this place, in this station, right now, if you want to see your glory, come. I'm gonna pray for you. Come. No guts, no glory. No guts, no glory. No guts, no glory. If you could use some simple fishermen, some simple tax collectors, Jesus used several sovereigns. He used a tax collector. He could use a secretary. He could use anybody to bring change in your family, in your community, in this nation. I want to see the glory. I want to see the glory. I want to see the glory. Some people are satisfied with the crumbs. All they want. I want more than crumbs. I want to see the bread. I want to see the glory. Praise God. Time is done. We're going to pray now. Second time by just sitting down. Sick tired of just sitting down. I was invited by Grade 75, along with myself and other ministers, next week Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. We're going to be in a cabin to address what's really happening. We're going to talk. Just lost the comment. Yeah.